Okay, good evening folks. It's 22:52, 10 minutes till the markets close here on the 9th of March 2010. I'm just going to take a quick run through these charts. Not really too much going on here on the thrust front this week. So far Aussie CAD, there's nothing really to play with here. Just making a few random candles. Aussie dollar chief, we've been a wee bit unlucky here. Had a good signal, we came sort of within 3 or 4 pips coming down enough to be triggered, so it was a bit unfortunate really, but at least it shows that the actual setup is still, it was valid. We did remove that level to the close and that's given the market some power to go higher, but just unfortunate that we didn't actually get triggered into that one. Aussie dollar, yen. This was the trigger point here. I've cancelled these orders now because today was the day that we really needed to test this level for a move higher. You can see we've come down and moved higher from there. So because we've not triggered them now, I would view a move down to trigger them now would be more a bearish scenario. So that's why I've removed those orders from the table. Aussie dollar New Zealand, we should really have been short on the open last on Sunday, but I wasn't watching the open. I was busy at that time, so I missed it. We would have been actually triggered today if I'd have left them, but I cancelled them anyway, and I'm not really just too fussed about this one. I'm just going to wait to see what happens from here. Um, CAD against the Japanese yen. Again, nothing doing here. We've got a bullish thrust from Friday. We'll just look at that low level here. Looks like we're going to make a bit of a bearish thrust, but it's not exactly convincing. Chief against the yen. This is the one that we got triggered on. As you know, from the levels I was looking at in pound yen and euro yen, they've all sort of hit their thrust resistance levels today. We've managed to come back up above it here on the chief yen, and on the euro yen I believe we're back slightly above it, but the pound yen we're not. So yeah, this one's been left. We're going to make a bearish thrust here. I'm not exactly convinced by this now. It's not looking that bullish basically. So what I've done here is I've moved the first trigger point to 84.09, which is today's high, because I kind of view we might test that level and fail and then head lower, or we could test it and remove it, and in which case it would be a good scenario, but we'll bank some profits just in case. Euro Australian dollar again, unlucky here. We had a bullish thrust, removed it to the close, and we've just come up shy of triggering that level this week. So it basically looks like I'll probably cancel those orders as well quite soon because they're not been triggered yet. Nothing doing here on Euro CAD. We're going to make a bearish thrust today, so I shall mark that one out for tomorrow night and we'll keep an eye on it. Euro New Zealand, same thing. Making a bearish thrust today, so I'll just keep an eye on that level. Pound Aussie, this one's a bit unlucky. Possibly some other brokers might have actually closed below this level. We've had a good test of it and moving lower this week, so it's a bit unlucky. You can see that level was important. So okay, it was just the whole Sunday gap close thing that kind of messed things up there. But again, it shows good analysis. Nothing doing here. We've got a good resistance level up the top. New Zealand Canadian dollar. Again, we should have been long here from the open, but I cancelled them because we missed out. We've come down a little, gone up again today. Again, just shows the analysis is right here. We closed above the important level, just tested it right on the open and then headed higher since then. In fact, we'd have made the first profit level today, which would have been the high there, so 7222, and the high today 7222. So yeah, we'd have made the first profit level there. New Zealand dollar yen, I cancelled these orders, but we came within 2 pips here of being triggered today. Again, okay, so we missed out on this one, but now that we haven't been triggered, if the orders are still there, they wouldn't have been triggered, so it doesn't really matter anyway. New Zealand US dollar, same thing. the analysis is right again. We've removed this important level and it's given the market power to go higher. We came lower today and we weren't triggered. So again, I'll probably just cancel these now because I would view a move down to trigger this trade as being a bearish development. So moving on to the 4 hour stuff. It was a quiet day here really. In the Asian session we could have had a trade on the pound dollar, which obviously I was asleep at the time. You can see here this big thrust support level here was removed to the close, then it was tested. This was like 4 o'clock in the morning, so I was sleeping at that point. It was tested again later on, but because it had already been used, and at the time it would have been looking like it could have been removed to the close again, so you wouldn't take that, you only take the first test here. So yeah, first target level would have been down at the low of this bullish thrust here, so you may have got about 60 pips and still waiting, still involved in the trade, and your risk would have been around 40 pips maximum there. So not a bad way entry, but so nothing else really doing the whole day. I'll delete that because it's been used, so I discard it. So we've got this double thrust level here, 1.5024, 1.5026 to watch out tomorrow. See if that can be tested and removed to the close. So that's like a long option we've got there. Euro dollar, we've got a long and a short option here. We've made a bullish thrust, so we've got the bullish thrust low to be tested and possibly retested later if it's removed. And then we've got this triple thrust resistance level, all within sort of 7 pips, all this 3 resistance levels. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that tomorrow. Other than that though, that's it. So hopefully we'll maybe see some action here tomorrow. But if you have any questions, anything, you can ask me on the forum or you can ask me on Skype. I'm off to bed now, but I'll be up in the morning and I'll run through all these charts again in the room and then later again for the American members. Okay, good night. Cheers.